Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. Welcome. Today is Monday, March 22nd, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope everybody had a great weekend. As you know, each and every day, Monday through Friday, we go live here on the MLM Solution Daily Podcast Show, where we talk about all things network marketing. And I do mean all things, the good, the bad, and yes, even the ugly. As you guys have found out, we'll talk about any subject matter regarding this industry, whether the other leaders in the industry like it or not. You guys have a right to know this information. It empowers you. It allows you to become a focused business building machine that's efficient in getting results. And that's exactly what you want. You want results sooner rather than later. And that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. That being said, today's topic is going to be a good one. It's going to be personal accountability. That's podcast number 150. Can you believe it? We're at 150, only 50 away from 200. I can't believe it. Personal accountability. You might say, well, that's a boring subject. Yeah, I agree with you. That can be. But boy, I'm going to tell you something. If you are not open to learning about how to be personally accountable, not only to yourself in regards to the success, but also in other business building activities, you could set a bad example for your downline. Remember, everything in this business is duplicatable. And if you're not doing good things, you're going to have bad things happen in your business. We're going to take a deep dive into the subject. Don't miss today's episode. Join us at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please use hashtag the MLM Solution. You can see it on the ticker there, hashtag the MLM Solution, and share that hashtag with our fellow network marketers all across the globe so they too can have access to this great information where they can use this wonderful business model to change their lives. All right, guys, with that being said, I'm going to hop off of here as we get ready to go live. Miss Marie is back with us, so we should have a very productive and entertaining week as usual. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. See you in a second.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello. Oh, look at that gun, you son of a gun. Look at her. You are freaking awesome. That is.
I had to wear the shirt. You have been so obsessed with 200, but hey, 150, we're on our way.
150, man. That was freaking awesome. When I saw that, I thought, what in the hell is that? For all of you on the podcast, Miss Marie stood up. She has this beautiful, wonderful T-shirt that has 50 on it in multiple colors, a black shirt with multiple colors, great big 50 surrounded by a box. It's awesome. Thank you, Miss Marie. You know what? I was out, as you know, Miss Marie and I did talk a little bit before the show. We were out looking at houses today, the wife and I, and Miss Marie says, hey, I'm going to be running a little bit, possibly, I'm going to be running a little bit behind. I said, okay. So I had to hurry home and little time to get dressed like her because I did have plans as well. Miss Marie, good for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what a way to start a Monday, you guys.
Hey, it's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. We've got to be festive, right?
That's right. That's right. Oh, Miss Marie, did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend. How about yourself?
I did. I heard you had some snow.
Oh, yes. We had all four seasons this weekend. Friday was a beautiful, 60, pushing 70, sunshiny day. Oh. Saturday, we got snow. It was fantastic.
Oh,
so I think ski season can finally really start in earnest here now. I'm sure they're getting hammered up in the mountains, which is great. Spring skiing.
Oh,
so if you're a snow skier, come on out to Utah. We're getting snow. We've got more forecast several days this week even. So
really?
I think we're on second or third winter. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of. Didn't spring officially start? So we can cycle through all four seasons in a day now. Totally fine.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, it's funny. I saw in the news somewhere over it's got to be the last 4 or 5 days, that Wyoming got a record snowfall. Did you see that?
I heard that. I didn't see that in the news, but I think I heard that through my friend Chain.
Yeah.
That, they got hammered like
Hammered. I saw the pictures. Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable. And that's saying something when Wyoming gets a record snowfall. I've been in Wyoming during the winter. I didn't know they had a small winter. So having a record one, woo, I cannot imagine what that's like. I remember we were out there, and I wasn't full enough, but we drove through right by Yellowstone. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there. And the buffalo were out there, and they had the little ones. They had 2, 3 little ones. And, the adults surround the little ones. They make sure. And there were people, Miss Marie, getting out there trying to get as close as they could to those things in the snow to get a picture. Can you not zoom in? Guys, I will tell you something. All you listen to podcasts, if you're ever in Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, do not. Okay, look, I'm a big animal person. I have gotten out of the car and walked up to deer and stuff, and they've eaten out of my hand. I have petted dolphins, okay? I have messed around with snakes. I totally get the infatuation people have with animals, but the buffalo's not one of them, and the moose that you need to be messing around with. I'm telling you, they will turn on a dime, Miss Marie. A bear, too.
Yeah, they can be mean. I think people are smart enough when it comes to bears to understand that they can eat them for lunch. But yeah, buffalo and moose, they look cute and everything, and you see great pictures, and you don't think of them as being aggressive, but they can be aggressive and violent. So and
you may get in your car with a buffalo, Miss Marie, and a moose for them. I've seen buffalo go after a car. Yeah. That car, they'll almost push that car over. They get their hooks up underneath that car, and I don't mean like underneath the car, but I mean get it to where they can get leverage. That car, boom, it'll get your attention real fast.
Yes, and then you become a State Farm insurance commercial. You've seen that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So the thing is, a buffalo could be sitting there eating 1 second and the next second charge you, just come at you, snorting. And man, I was smart enough to stay in my car, Miss Marie.
Well, I think that's a great lead-in for personal accountability, which is
right.
Today, episode 150, which is why I had the crazy shirt going on. But just when you're touring around and you're seeing wildlife, understand that it's called wildlife for a reason. They're wild. They're not domesticated.
Right.
They can injure you. They can kill you.
They can kill you. Absolutely.
Take personal responsibility, be responsible, keep your distance. Typically, you don't want to be feeding them either, because even if you're in a vehicle, they can do some serious damage.
Yes. And without dragging on the point, I have seen people try to feed a buffalo, lay it down on the ground, and buffalo are not interested. So just so you know, and so you know. All right. So the point is that there's no sense in getting out there and putting yourself in danger to try to feed a buffalo. More times than not, they're not interested. For whatever reason, they don't. I don't know if they can smell the human on it or what it is, Miss Maria, if it's just not their appetite, whatever. The thing is, they don't. They eat that grass that sticks up through the snow, which blows me away. So, all right, with that being said, we got a great subject today, one that most people on the surface would kind of ignore and just kind of blow off, Miss Marie, personal accountability. Matter of fact, Miss Marie, this is a subject matter that many people struggle with because nobody likes being under the microscope. Nobody likes being held accountable. And as you get older, even fewer people like being told what to do or that you're wrong, right?
That is very true. But here's the tricky aspect to personal accountability. A lot of people come into the network marketing business model because they're looking to be their own boss. They don't want to be driven by someone else's schedule. They don't want to be driven by someone else's direction. They don't like being micromanaged. They want to own their own business. But with that ownership comes an increased level of responsibility that a lot of people aren't used to. If you're coming out of a regular corporate job or a regularly scheduled hourly wage or even salaried type job, you're used to having a pretty set schedule. You're used to having a set of tasks that you're normally responsible for on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis.
Yep.
And you have some sort of supervision built in, whether it's management, executive management, shareholders, stakeholders, customers, whatever it is, there's somebody else that you're responsible to for
Right.
performing the tasks and getting your business on track and making it profitable. When you come into the network marketing industry, you're really in business for yourself, and you're accountable to really no one but yourself. Now, if you have a really good, strong upline leader, you may have some assistance in that realm, but that's not always the case. Especially in network marketing, you're your own boss. You have to be responsible. You have to be personally accountable.
Right.
And the tricky bit there is we get into the bad habit of thinking, hey, it's my job. I'm the boss. I can do whatever I want. These are the tasks I've laid out to accomplish today. I'm going to make 10 phone calls, let's say.
Right.
And you get 3 or 4 phone calls into it, and it's like, oh, squirrel, I'm going to go do the laundry, or, oh, it's time for lunch. And then you start watching your news program while you're eating lunch, and that bleeds into your favorite show, which reminds you have something on TiVo that you recorded that you want to watch, and now the entire day's gone. And there's this internal dialogue that thinks, hey, I'm the boss. I can do what I want. Even though I said I was going to do 10 calls today, I only did 3, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
And get into this kind of pattern of almost lying to yourself.
Yes.
Or thinking that it doesn't matter. And that can be a really slippery slope to go down, because you start developing really bad habits.
Yes.
And it also messes with your personal integrity of what you say and what you do not matching up. And all of a sudden you start having some personal, like inner, not inter, but inner, inside personal conflict going on because you are lying to yourself. Now, would you do that on a job if Rob, for instance, was my supervisor and I told him, hey, I'm going to do 10 phone calls. And at the end of the day, Rob checks in with me. Did you do those 10 phone calls? If I say no, he's going to be like, dude, you got to do 10 phone calls a day. So, you only did 3. So that means you're 7 short tomorrow. Now you have to do 17. Make sure you do it. There's an accountability that's different when someone else is involved. And I think we feel like, or we get in this position where it's easier to lie to ourselves. And we should be the last person that we do that to. You want to maintain that integrity. You want to set those goals and meet those goals, because there is no one more important in your world than you. You have to take care of yourself. You have to make sure you're authentic with yourself and integrated in what you say you're going to do and what you actually do to perform. And sometimes things do crop up, and there may be a legitimate reason why you couldn't make all the phone calls you intended to, but you need to catch up. It needs to be the exception rather than the rule. So personal accountability is so important on so many levels, but one of them that I think people really oftentimes miss is just that internal, integrity. And can I really do this? And am I able to manage myself? And sometimes you have to learn to manage yourself and your time and your own personal responsibilities before you can expect to do that for other people.
Yeah. Well, all those are great points. And guys, and I think the biggest problem that a lot of people face is, most people, and rightfully so, don't want to be held accountable or told what to do, Miss Marie. Because look, Miss Marie, you know as well as I do, what do your parents teach you? To be independent, to be responsible, right? What does a job do? They hand you the keys to the car, if you will, and they say, okay, here's your job, and here's the results we expect. Here's the people that are in your office. Utilize them and the other materials to produce the results we need. Okay. And so they say, good luck. You're either going to sink or you're going to swim. Right. So we learn to do what? To get out there and make things happen. Right. And we really don't get, unfortunately, some feedback. And if we do, it's usually not under the best of circumstances. It's usually because you screwed up and somebody didn't say anything until you messed it up really bad. So the thing is in network marketing, Miss Marie, as you know, it exposes you. It puts your feelings on a sleeve. People will tell you how they feel. People will be, if they're upset, they're going to tell you. If people really are upset, they're going to leave. And all of that is going to hit you. It's going to bombard you emotionally and mentally as well. And you got to be a strong person to put up with all that. Now, I don't want to make it sound like the business model is taxing emotionally and mentally, but those things do happen, and you have to be prepared. Well, guess what? Bad things happen in corporate world as well, or if you own your own business, it's no different. But here's the thing, Miss Marie. Sometimes it's hard to tell people when they own their own business that, hey, you might be doing this wrong. I've been doing it that way for 30 years. I've been doing it that way for 10 years. Well, you might have been, but you know what? You've been getting away with it. And guess what? It's going to catch up with you. You might want to change. Oh, I ain't changing for nothing. Well, the same mentality at times can carry over, whether it's male or female, into the network marketing business model. You try and tell somebody, hey, you get a whole lot better results if you did this instead of that. Oh, I've been successful. I'm making money. Don't tell me that. That's bull crap. I ain't changing nothing. I'm getting results. Okay, well, good luck. Okay, and guys, here's the thing. You got to be personally accountable to yourself. If your goal is to create a new lifestyle, if your goal is to have the money to live the lifestyle you want, if your goal is to be financially independent or to maximize the opportunity that this company is providing you, then personal accountability is going to play a huge role in that, meaning that you're going to have to submit yourself to Miss Marie. Miss Marie being, I say, okay, let's say that I'm Miss Marie's sponsor, okay, just to give an unusual example here. And Miss Marie and I both are equally as knowledgeable and experienced, okay? We're within months of each other, all right? And I have great respect for her knowledge and experience and input and vice versa. But yet I sponsor her, okay, only because of timing. And she said, Rob, that's a really good opportunity. I'm going to come on board. I want you to be my sponsor. Bam, it worked out that way, and off we go. But Miss Marie might say, Rob, let's talk. I'm thinking that it's something that she needs help with. And in actuality, she might be saying, Rob, I know you. I know the work ethic that you have. I know how you operate. And you know what? You're not doing it. And I got to be open enough to listen to what she's saying, to say to myself, is that really what I'm doing? Is that happening? Am I not realizing? Because I know Marie, she would not say that unless she thought something really was happening here. Okay, I got to be open-minded enough to take, number one, her input and realize it's not criticism, is that she's trying to help me, and I got to be accountable to myself, saying I need to evaluate what it is she's talking about. Would you not agree, Ms. Marie?
Oh, I absolutely agree. And I think people need to recognize when they do struggle with personal accountability, if it is an area that isn't running all that smoothly for them, if they know they need kind of that outside push or influence, be cognizant enough to then seek it out and create it for yourself, rather than constantly struggling and trying to figure out how to do it and then slacking and not meeting your numbers or whatever. So, and when I say seek it out, either work with an upline mentor, if you possibly can. That's the best scenario. If you can find someone and just say, hey, I just need somebody to be an accountability partner with me in my business. These are the goals that I'm setting. I just need somebody checking in with me on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, whatever it happens to be. And maybe there's some sort of evaluation sheet or tracking sheet you put together to help maintain that information. Or if you don't have an upline available, find a mentor. I mean, sometimes it can just be someone even outside your business. Sometimes a spouse, a roommate can serve that function. It can be, hey, I'm going to make 10 calls a day, every day this week. You asked me on Friday night if I did it, and if I didn't, I have to buy dinner. Yeah, I mean, it could be as simple as that. There has to be some motivation, some outside accountability to help a lot of people. And I can say I'm one of those people. I need some of that outside monitoring in certain situations as well. And I've learned to recognize it and arrange for it to help myself become more successful.
Right.
Want to give up on your dreams. You don't want to give up on your goals because this is an area that you struggle in. So, reach out and get the help.
Yes.
It's there.
Yes. Well put, and I agree. And guys, here's the thing. You have to realize that you have at your fingertips the ability to build an international multi-million-dollar business. You have to be open to criticism. And when I mean criticism, I don't mean bad. I don't mean taking a ruler and smacking your hand, okay, like Miss Marie likes to do. The bottom line is that you have to be open to listening, and you got to have the ability to say, maybe I need outside input. One of the things that she brought up is having documentation and monitoring your progress. And if you don't know our 5 simple steps that we bring to the table, our business building system has that in spades. Matter of fact, I'll give you an example right now. Here's one of them right here, 90-day master goal sheet. This is where you set down your 90-day goals. Guess what? Here's the progress graph. It says it right there, business progress graph. This is an example, as you can see, okay? What does that tell you? That tells you where your mistakes will be, and that is included with the 5 simple steps business building system that we offer, okay? Now, the thing is that you have to realize that if you don't use ours, use somebody's that will help you to monitor your progress. If you don't have somebody like Marie that will give you professional and accurate, because, doing an accurate evaluation of someone's business and then giving those suggestions, because, guys, somebody can't just listen to you on the phone. Oh, well, I don't have time, and I have 22 kids, and I have only 48 hours to do 22 things. And guys, that's not evaluating a business. Okay. That's being a counselor listening to you talk about your 22 kids and the fact you don't have any time. What we're talking about is that you have somebody like Miss Marie who looks at your back office, asks very sincere, pointed questions about your business and about your activity. She takes that information, compiles it over a couple of days, calls you back and says, okay, we need to talk. And then she's going to highlight your problem areas. Okay, that's a proper evaluation. And that's part of being personally accountable, not only to yourself, to your family, but to your downline as well, and to your future success. Right, Miss Marie?
Oh, absolutely. And part of that too is it taps into the motivation aspect, right? I mean, remember why you're doing the business, what the end goal is for what you want to achieve.
That's right.
Obviously, it's not all about the money. There's some reason you want that money as a tool, whether it be to fund your kids' college education, fund your retirement, maybe buy a new home, buy a new car, whatever the case may be. There's some end goal that plays into this as well.
Right. And, guys, that's the thing, is that you have to realize is that if you want the end goal, and she said, if you have your eyes set on a certain vision for what your business is going to be and what you're going to get out of that business, guys, part of the biggest thing as being a professional, and Miss Marie, I will say that the professionals that I have been around, for the most part, I'm thinking as I'm saying this, most of them were very accountable to themselves. They had high standards, and they held themselves to that high standards. The number of hours they put in, the steps they took, they stuck to their guns. They did not change. When people said you're too harsh, your approach is too harsh, you're mean, they did not change. We had episodes where we talked about that. It comes across as being mean, Miss Marie. Richard Call. I think Randy's he doesn't come across like that. Randy Schroeder certainly does. Eric Warwick can come across that way every once in a while. It's not because they are, Miss Marie. They're some of the nicest people you could ever meet, and I mean that sincerely. And this business model doesn't make them mean. Miss Marie, it's all about speed and urgency. And you and I have talked about that. And they know that. And they know they cannot compromise on that, meaning they can't appease everybody, Miss Marie. And they just got to let people be what they're going to be. And if they're going to bitch and get on message boards and say, Rob Cootie's the meanest person I ever ran into, I'll never do business with him. You know what, Miss Marie? They just keep moving forward. Why? Because they're holding themselves personally accountable to the activity that's necessary to make this business go. And Miss Marie, that's where the line of separation starts for a lot of people. They're not willing to come across that way or to act that way. And they think people are mean at the core, and it's not. It's the activity. And they understand the speed and urgency, as I said. That's what they're creating, Miss Marie. And they know they're going to leave damage in the wake. You know what I'm saying? People that want to be coddled, people that want every answer to every question, et cetera, et cetera. And they're the ones that complain the most.
Well, and there are folks, and I fall into that category myself, of course. I call it being in business mode, right? You get in that mode where it's just like, I have a limited amount of time to work my business. I'm focusing on the business. I don't have time to chit chat and listen to the whining and the excuses and those types of things. And yes, it has at times turned into, oh, she's mean. My business isn't successful because I have mean old Marie as an upline before I wasn't successful. It's like, well, if you want to use me as an excuse for your failures, I guess I'm okay with that. I'd rather be the excuse for you succeeding, because that's what I'm really here to do, is the business. But it's that idea of unmet expectations. I think there's some expectation on some people's parts that your upline is going to be the be all and end all, everything you need. They're going to be your upline leader. They're going to be your business partner. They're going to be your psychological counselor. They're going to be your family therapist. No, there are other people available for those roles.
There you go. Called a spouse. Yeah. Well, and now you have a new nickname, Marie the Meanie Cannon.
I don't know that that's new, Rob.
Oh, okay. I'm behind. Okay.
It might be new to you, but
I've certainly been called worse. That's for sure.
I always give people the disclaimer, and you can ask anyone that knows me. They've probably heard it at some point. I am not a nice person. So just be prepared for that.
Well, at least you're honest and upfront about it.
If I haven't offended you yet, don't worry. I'll get to you.
Yeah, I'll
get you.
That's right. Just be patient. Please bear with me. I'll get to you. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. It's so funny you bring that up, because, guys, this is part of the personal accountability thing. I remember a specific person. I'm not going to get into it, who it is. But it is somebody we've mentioned in the past. And the thing is that I remember this individual was working with this lady who was relatively new. And I think this lady was connected to Randy Gage or Eric Worre. I can't remember, in some way. In other words, like a family member, a cousin, or something like that. Okay. Now, the only reason that's relevant is because you would think that having them as a family member, they would know to some degree, or be told about to a certain degree about what to expect on a subject like you and I are talking about. Well, I remember talking to her, and Miss Marie, this individual, this leader, was coming to her town to do a regional meeting. And I got to tell you, she did a wonderful job filling that room. And that's hard work. If you've never had to work your tail end off to get people in a room in regards to somebody coming to town, because you don't want to be embarrassed and have two people there, right? You want to have that room as full as possible, if not packed. And she did a wonderful job. And I remember this individual coming up, and he flew in from another part of the country, and he looked and said this and that, and he did the show. And after it was over, he came up to her and she said, well, thank you so much, and this and that. And he said, okay, not a problem. And he said, really, to be honest with you, I'm very disappointed. I thought you would have done better. And she was just dumbfounded. She was so pissed off. That he did that, because she had worked her tail end off. And I remember talking to her, and I said, look, he's not good at explaining why he made that comment. I said, look, I don't get along with the guy. And I said, I don't like his tactics either. I said, but here's what he's saying in his own way, and he's not mean. I said, he's telling you that you didn't work the numbers. He flew all this way, and she had 30 to 50 people in there. But he knew that in order for you to be successful, that you needed to have a larger group, because Miss Marie wasn't like he was coming there every week. Mm-hmm. Or she'd have 50 the next week or 30 the next week, and the momentum would catch up. He was coming in once a quarter or maybe once a month. Well, there's no way to catch any kind of traction if all you have is 50 people. Now, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, that would be awesome if I had 50 people. And I agree. But if you're local and you're doing meetings on a weekly basis and you get 10 people a week, I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to catch some momentum sooner or later because those numbers are going to start over a course of 2-3 months. Of course, if you do bigger numbers, Miss Marie, even locally, like 50 people a week, the explosion is going to happen even sooner. It's all about the numbers. But that's what he was saying in his own roundabout way. But he certainly could have picked better words. Now, what was he doing? He was making her personally accountable, and she did not like it, especially the words that he chose and the approach he took. But he said, and later told her, said, look, you're really talented. You have real potential. You could do something special in this business, but you got to work harder. That's not enough. And he had high standards. He knew what it took for her ethic and work ethic wise to get where she said she wanted to go. Does that make sense? If she wanted to half-ass it, if she wanted to be here, that was okay. But if you wanted up here, girl, you're going to step up your game because that ain't going to work.
Yeah. So let me tell you a little story that goes along with the personal accountability and very much follows along those lines, right? Sometimes you have to learn to distinguish the message from the delivery.
Yes.
The message could be very valid, but the delivery may suck, which can upset you.
That's a great way of putting it, yeah.
So I was at a corporate event, and they had brought in I'm trying to think of how to describe him. He's kind of like in the Tony Robbins realm,
okay,
but a little bit more focused on communication.
Gotcha.
And being, high level of communication.
Okay.
And his delivery and his interaction with the crowd, and there was a separate meeting with a smaller group. So there were probably only like about 50 of us in the room. And at one point he picked on me for something, and I can't even tell you exactly what it was. But I remember after the interaction, this dude totally pissed me off. And my next thought after that was, I need to hire this guy to coach me, because the message, it's one of those situations where, separate the message from the delivery. It's kind of that idea, the truth hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was highlighting an aspect of my communication style, I guess, since that was kind of the topic that needed some work, obviously. Mm-hmm. And this was his area of expertise. He's getting under my skin. That's probably a good sign, because sometimes when it comes to accountability, you want the person that just irritates you a little bit and gets under your skin. You don't want somebody who's your friend and who's going to pet you and make you feel better and deliver everything nicely, because sometimes you just flat out need to hear what you're doing wrong, how to improve what you're doing to achieve your goals. Yep. So my question for all of our listeners and viewers out there would be, do you want somebody who makes you feel good and it takes you 10 years to reach your goal? Or do you want somebody that's going to help you reach your goal in 2 years, but they're going to frustrate the crap out of you along the way?
Or even worse, piss you off.
Yeah. How badly do you want to get to your goals? Yeah, separate the message from the delivery.
So mean tweets, bad boy. Get rid of it. Mean tweets. Right? Yeah.
Orange man bad.
Yeah. I mean, that's what that boils down to, Miss Marie, whether it's a tweet or whether it's a direct message with my example or yours. Sometimes those communications are going to piss you off. But the results, if you'll get past those, for you individually, as you just stated, you were strong enough to see inside. You were strong enough to step back. You were strong enough to admit, hey, this is the type of person I need to work with. And you're right, Miss Marie. Look at the people that played for Vince Lombardi. Look at the people that played for Rick Pitino. Look at the people that played for Bobby Knight. Those guys were crazy, over the top, demanding. And Paul Bryant, and they made movies about these guys and the tactics they use to make people reach beyond what their self-imposed limits were. And you're right. That was smart of you. You were saying, I'm willing to work with somebody like that, even though they pissed me off, because you realize that sometimes their delivery wasn't all that great, but the message may be exactly what you needed, right?
Mm-hmm. Or it's pissing me off because it's true and it annoys me that,
Well, I've had that.
that I haven't got my stuff together. But I think you mentioned a word there that really kind of summarizes what we're talking about with personal accountability, and that's results.
Yep.
You want to get the results to drive you towards your goals.
That's right.
And that's where personal accountability becomes so important.
Well,
so don't slack on it.
That's right. And that's the power of the call letter, Miss Marie, that you and I talk about a lot. And I think we have an image of the book, the call letter, guys. And I want to tell you something. Look, here's the thing. When Miss Marie, and just a quick little story to highlight what we've talked about. I don't see it. I thought it was as you know, Miss Marie, we have two different back offices, and I never know which one's going to show up. And so I don't know sometimes if I have the right stuff in there or not. I don't. I'll have to do it later. All right. So anyway, here's the thing. If you guys know anything about the call letter and listen to what we're talking about, Richard Call was not the nicest person in the world. He wasn't mean, but he's one of those type A personalities. You know, here's what you got to do. And if you're not going to do it, get the hell out of my way. Don't talk to me. Don't waste my time. You know, and it's not that he's being mean, Miss Marie. He's just flat out going to communicate directly to you. Hey, this is my standards. Okay. Just like Bobby Knight and all the rest of them, right? The bottom line is, early in my career, Miss Marie, I was trying to be too nice, and I didn't realize it. I thought that you could get results as a leader. Of course, I was learning how to be a leader, not only in the military, but in business as well. I didn't know what being a leader was, right? And there's a learning curve to it, just like anything else. But anyway, my business really started to turn around, Miss Marie, when I got that Richard Call email, which I now call the call letter. And guys, it's that approach. And Miss Marie, it comes across mean. It's aggressive. It's non-compromising. It is an approach that's not for everybody. But the bottom line is, Miss Marie, it's to take no prisoners, get on the ball, go straight down the lane, and hit a strike. Let's quit bullshitting around and hitting spares and onesies and twosies. Let's hit that head pin every time, you know? And that's the approach I had to take. When I took that approach, it was like a light bulb came on. And Miss Marie, I was sponsoring people left and right. It was unbelievable how it changed. You wouldn't think that would be the case. Now, I didn't become mean, but I became non-compromising. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got to hit your stride in the business.
Yeah. Well, and plus I had somebody, and I can't remember who it was. Was it Mike Dillard, Randy Gage, or Eric? I can't remember. Said, Rob, do you not realize that what you're doing today is affecting your lifestyle in 2 years? You say you want this, but you're doing this, which is not going to get that. And that really hit home, you know, because they said you're not going to have the type of people in your business to deliver that kind of lifestyle. I mean, that's bottom line, Rob. So you're going to have to sit down and evaluate what it is that you're doing, and you're going to have a decision to make. Now, if you want this, you're on the right track. But if you want this, there's a totally different price has got to be paid there. So, you know, we talked about before, Mr. Marie, you can't give this and get that. Okay, guys, you can't give the half-ass effort. You can't be nice to everybody. You can't do this or that. And you can't be personally accountable. You got to be personally accountable. Let me put it to you that way. In order to get this, all right, there's a big price to pay. You know, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Making $1 million is not easy. I don't care what it is you're doing unless you win the lottery. Okay, that's the bottom line. I don't know how else to put it. Making $1 million. Once you figure out how to make $1 million, you go, oh, okay, I get it. And believe it or not, it does get easier. But the bottom line is, guys, making that first million or first half, I'm telling you, there's a big price to pay because you got to go through this. You're not going straight like this. You got this big learning curve, and you got to, oh, that didn't work. Oh man, I made a mistake there. And you know what? Success has a price for Marie, and it has a price for Rob. And the bigger the dream, the bigger the price. So you can't compare hers to mine or vice versa, because there's a totally different price to be paid based on what results we want. So in what time frame too. So the point is, you got to be open to being personally accountable as we close this episode. Because guys, if you're not open to that, you have shut the door to success. And I mean almost any level. Because here's the thing, even if you want mid-level success in this business, you're not going to be able to maintain it. Because if you're doing something wrong and you're not willing to listen to somebody like Marie that's going to say, hey, I think you're making a boo-boo here, it doesn't matter. You don't have to try to be a big shot in order to have problems, right, Miss Marie?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You could build something up to $10,000 a month, think you got the cat by the tail, and 3 months later be broke. And if you're not open to listening to somebody like Marie says, hey, you're making a serious mistake here, I think you need to back up and take a look and make adjustments. And you're like, oh, no, I'm making $10,000 a month. I'm doing fine. I'm doing the same thing now that I did to build it up to $10,000 a month. That doesn't mean that you're going to sustain that. I'm going to tell you that right now. Some people, Miss Marie, hit the lightning or, hit the jackpot. In other words, lightning in a bottle where everything comes together and it runs for 3 months, right? We talked about that. The flash in the pan, they do. I mean, hell, Miss Marie and I have talked about people that made $25,000 in their first month. I'm sure there's people who made more. Okay. Well, that would give you a lot of confidence, wouldn't it, Miss Marie, to think I got the cow by the tail. I made $25,000. How much did you make? Well, I only made $300. You're going to tell me how to do this business? I don't think so. Right?
Happens.
It does. Well, I might only make $300 a month, but I'm setting up the right foundation. I'm doing the right. You're full of crap, man. Go away. Leave me alone. Okay. And then 3 months later, they're not even in the business anymore, Miss Marie. And the $25,000 is gone, right?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It happens. All right, Miss Marie, that was a good episode. I'm glad we did it. Guys, before we go, I want you to know you can go to our website. We have a podcast replay each and every day. All you have to do is go there. If you miss our podcast, go to our website. At the top of the page, you will see where it says podcast replay. Click it. And when you go to that page, you're going to get a free gift. Okay, a free gift. There is no shenanigans going on. When Miss Marie and I offer something free on our website, guess what? There's no sales emails coming your way. Matter of fact, you might not get any more emails because I'm the one that set up the email sequence and time and all that. And guess what? I don't like doing that crap. So you're lucky if you get one email from me. You may get two because I may send another one and say, hey, here's another free gift that you may be interested in. But that's all you're going to get. I don't like sale emails either. And guess what? We're not going to do it to you. Okay, we're going to tell you about our sales on this channel and on our other platforms, right, Miss Marie? We are not going to bombard you guys. Now, if you guys prefer, I know that I, Miss Marie, prefer somebody send me something on text and I'll look at it and if I need it, because I prefer to buy things mobilely instead of sitting in front of my computer. So I am open to it under my conditions. So the reason I bring it up, guys, if you like that, we do have texting as well, where you can get offers there. Okay. That being said, also, if you want to be a beta tester for our upcoming lead site, we're going to need some beta testers. You can go to that URL address right there that you see underneath there. Become a beta tester. All right. For all you on the podcast, I need leads now.net/beta. I need leads now.net/beta, BETA. Go there, fill out that form. Once again, no shenanigans, just fill out the form. You're going to get the free ebook, I Need Leads Now, and you're also going to automatically be put on the list of possible beta testers. So I wanted to bring that up as well, Miss Marie. And one last thing, here's something that we're offering right now, our famous what not to do in network marketing. Look, if you want to become a focused business building machine and you want to know what to do in network marketing and what not to do, guys, you can't get a better source than this right here. 146 paragraphs in the book. Each paragraph talks about what to do and what not to do on 146 different topics. And you have 146 audio files that have real life examples, further highlighting each one of those important subject matters and giving real life examples that will expand that knowledge. And you're going to have many training videos available at your fingertips as well. For the next 24 hours, only $47. All you have to do is look for the link below in the description below this video. I was lost there for a minute. And you'll see where all you have to do is click on that link, and it'll take you directly to where you can get this over the next 24 hours only for $47. Guys, that's normally a $197 product. You see it right there, the pricing up there. Why do we do that? Because we want you guys, in today's tough economic times, we don't want to gouge you guys. We want to give you something that you can get access to that will improve your financial standing, not take advantage of you. Look, it's $150 savings. We have sold this at $197 many times. Okay, so it's not like it's not worth it, but we want to make sure that you guys have access to this information so that you can become that focused business building machine that's capable of achieving amazing things in this wonderful business model. And this is part of that process. And finally, as you know, we have the 5 simple steps business building system. You go to our webpage, themlmsolution.net, themlmsolution.net. You go to our front webpage, you will see there's an offer there. Currently, this is $297. That's $200 off. Normally, this is a $497 price tag. Right now, only $297. And guys, it's a lifetime membership. You will not spend another red cent no matter what we add to the business building system. All right. That being said, that includes the lead site, which will be very expensive when it comes out. You will get it free. How you like that? All right, Miss Marie, you have anything to add to that?
I do not. I can't see adding anything to that great value. So go visit the website, themlmsolution.net. Check that out.
That's right. All right, Miss Marie, as we close tomorrow's episode, it's topic, number 151, podcast number 1, racing towards that magical 200. Miss Marie celebrated the 150 today with her wonderful T-shirt. Show it again, Miss Marie, real quick. Look at that, guys. Look at that. 50. There you go. I'm so proud of her for doing that. That's awesome. All right, guys, tomorrow's topic, 151, podcast 151, care and feeding for your new partners. Care and feeding for your new partners. You don't coddle them, as you have learned today, but at the same time, you don't piss them off and drive them away. There's a delicate balance. We're going to talk about that tomorrow as we take a deep dive into that important subject matter. All right, Miss Marie, I think we're done.
Sounds good. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook page and guess what? Our YouTube channel. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.